Big Mon Movies, and today we're going to show you how to play Warhammer 40k. To start, you'll need some models, as we have here, some Tau Pathfinders with pulse carbines, and some Space Marine intercessors. You'll also need a tape measure or a ruler. You'll need some 6-sided dice. And you'll also need the data sheet for each unit. Each unit has its own set of stats, such as movement speed, weapon skill,
the number on which you hit
on what it'll shoot
on when you're shooting is called your ballistic skill, or BS as it's written on the sheet.
its strength, its toughness, its health, and how many attacks it can make. It also has armor save stats and leadership, but we'll get to all of those later. Now we'll roll off to see who goes first. Intercessors roll a 6, Tau Pathfinders roll a 6. In an event of a tie, always feel free to reroll. Okay, Tau Pathfinders win. I feel like I want to go first because I'll get the advantage then. Okay, on to the movement phase. Tau Pathfinders have a movement of 7 as detailed on their data sheet. So I can extend this tape measure 7 inches and move the whole group 7 inches. All units must be within 2 inches of each other when they finish. This is called coherency. Okay, now it's the shooting phase. On the data sheet, it shows that Tau Pathfinders have a skill of 4+ when it comes to shooting. We are using pulse carbine Tau Pathfinders, and so these fire twice. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 models. Our Shazui has 2 attacks, so we roll 9 dice when firing. Forced to hit on a 4+, it goes through. Okay, 3 hits, 4 hits. Okay, 5 hits. These Space Marines should be worried now. Okay, now we roll to wound. We will check our strength of the pulse carbine, which is 5, and the toughness of the intercessors, which is 4. And because the toughness is just greater than the intercessors, we hurt on 3s. That doesn't stop all of them from failing though, as you can see here. Okay. 3 of the shots go through. Now the intercessors get to make an armor save. Their save is 3+, so they do not take the shot if one of them gets saved. Turns out that 2 of the shots went through. Also turns out that the intercessors have only 2 health. So one's out of here. We now move on to the charge and fight phase. We have no models within 1 inch of each other, and I really don't want to have them within 1 inch of each other because Tau Pathfinders are really, really, really bad at hurting stuff in close range. As for the leadership phase, we have no models lost. But his leadership phase, he cannot fail, because on a leadership phase, you check the highest available leadership number in the squad, which happens to be 8 for the intercessors, and the amount of models they lost, which is 1. You roll a d6, and then add that to the amount of models lost. If that is greater than the overall leadership, you roll a dice, and on a 1, you lose a model. Okay, time for Intercessor's turn 1. The Intercessors are gonna move their move of 6 inches. The Tau Pathfinders have a much lower range than the Intercessors. The Tau Pathfinders actually have a range of 18 inches with their pulse carbines. The Intercessors have a range of 30. However, the Intercessors are allowed to use their rapid fire bolt rifles, which shoot twice at half range, and the half range is 15. The Intercessors are definitely within 15 inches, and so they get to shoot 2 times, but the Intercessor Sergeant has 3 attacks, and the regular Intercessor has 2 attacks. So that would make in total of 10 shots hitting on 3s. Okay, off to you, roll. Okay. Okay, 3 hits. Okay, so in total of 6 hits. And now he'll roll to hurt because his bolt rifles are strength 4 and my Tau Pathfinders are toughness 3, sorry. He will be hurting on a 3+. Okay. He has 4 wounds. And now I'm gonna make an armor save. Since Tau Pathfinders wear such weak armor and they're meant more for mobility than staying and fighting, they have an armor save of 5+. Okay, 1 armor save. Okay, that's 2. Okay. But 4 failures means 4 down. You always want to try and make sure that you don't lose your sergeant or whatever your commanding officer is, as he will have the most leadership and the most attacks. Now for my morale phase, but first the charge phase for the Intercessors. Would you like to charge into my dudes? Okay, the Intercessors decide to charge. I'm first going to fire 5 shots of Overwatch. Overwatch is a special type of shot that hits only on 6s. As of 9th edition, you have to pay a command point to do Overwatch, but we're just showing you what it would be like. As of now, no hits. Okay, for the charge phase, you roll 2 dice and add them together, and that's how many inches you'll move. Okay, 11 inches. That's enough to make it to me and more. So now it's the fight phase. The Intercessors are pretty good, and they have swords that are chainsaws, also called chain swords, which hit on 3s and hurt on 3s. The Intercessors get to make 1 extra attack, so they are allowed to make 2 attacks per chainsword swing, and so that's 10 attacks as usual. Here go my Pathfinders. The Pathfinders are especially bad at close combat, and so only hit on 5s, have a strength 3 weapon, and only do 1 wound. That's not even very satisfactory, as they're probably just swinging a gun at someone. Some armies are better at close combat than others, like the Space Marines compared to the Tau. Okay, 7 hits, 3 to hurt. Okay, that's a lot of hurts. 5 hurts. Or 5 wounds, I should call them. Silly me. Okay, 1 armor save. Come on, let's do this. 2 armor saves. 3 armor saves. Okay, so out of 7, I made 3, so that's... No, I forgot to roll 1. Come on, me. Anyways, the whole force is wiped out, and the Space Marines win a victory. There is one more part we'd like to show you, and that's called the psychic phase. It happens right after the movement phase. We'll proxy this intercessor as a psyker, a man who wields the power of magic, and he will cast Smite, also known as a giant lightning zap out of the sky. The person who is casting it rolls 2 dice. If he rolls 5 or higher, aka the warp charge value, the warp charge value differs for each spell, but for this it's a 5. If you add them together and they're equal to or higher, you get it. Good job. It deals mortal wounds, which are also known as wounds which don't give you armor saves, and so that instantly takes out one of my dudes. He can attempt to cast Smite again, but now he has to roll a 6 on both the dice. He fails to cast it. Assuming he casts Smite and gets a double 1 or a double 6, the dude suffers perils of the warp and takes D3 mortal wounds. D3 is just roll a D6 and divide by 2, always rounding up. Thank you for watching. We hope you had fun and learned something new. See you later.